Hey, folks, we're live, but it's only the pre-show for 3 minutes. Hey, Steve Clark. Good to see you over there, brother. Howdy, as they say in your neck of the woods. Not coffee, but I'll keep you guessing. Let's see, is that on? Is that on? No. That can go down there. See, we're still just getting set up. Oh, that's cool. And there we go. There's our radio station link. That's all up and ready to roll. So we should be speaking Irish tonight, because we're going to talk about the troubles. So how's everybody out there? Hey, Matt Finn. Good to see you, brother. Master Finn, master and commander of this here chat room, such as it is. Welcome. Good to see you, brother. How's everything going? We have about a minute and 15 seconds, and we go live on the radio station over at subspace.radio. I don't know what that is. You find old receipts and you go, what the heck did I spend my money on? It says something like Madison, $49. I have no idea what that is. Might be Rainey's. So there we go. Grumpy Stack. Hola, fuckers, he says. It's like pottery. The word in pottery in Egyptian Farsi is fakir. And we had a pottery specialist over, and we used to call her Mother Fakir over at Gebel El Silsila. Oh, we got about 6 seconds. Be right back. Sit tight.
The Intrepid radio program with Scotty Roberts. Intelligent talk.
Hey, folks, happy Monday evening. Welcome to the program. I am your host, Scotty Roberts, same as every other night. And I am the host of this show, the Intrepid radio program, right here on subspace.radio. If you're listening by the radio station, and it's just the audio format only. And you can go over to subspace.radio. Or if you want to join the chat room over on my YouTube channel and meet the other Intrepids and watch a video, it's not a rebroadcast. What's the word I'm looking for? A video simulcast over on the YouTube channel. Just come on over to youtube.com/Scotty Roberts. And you go ahead and join. If you're not subscribed, subscribe there and hit the little bell button, and it will give you announcements, send you announcements in theory that this show is coming on and when it's coming on. And it should be 3 nights a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Left Coast Time. Then, of course, over in England, it's 3 a.m. tomorrow morning. And over in Australia, it's like 12 and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, tomorrow afternoon as well. So you can go to the future by listening either of those places. So welcome to the program tonight. And I hope you had a good weekend. And by the way, tomorrow, Tuesday, at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern. Wendy Robertson and I have Roberts and Robertson at 4 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. out there on the left coast. And we did that as a drive time show, afternoon drive time here in the central part of the country. And of course, to accommodate Wendy, who is out there because right now during this show, it's 9 o'clock in the evening. It's 3 in the morning. And so we do it in the afternoons at 4, and then it's 10 o'clock at night for her, which is much more workable. Hang on. Got a little drink. My throat's a little rough. All my kids have been sick the last couple of weeks, off and on. My son Flynn was out of school every day last week except for Friday. And he tried to go back. I don't think because he was all enthused about going back to school. There was some field trip or something. And he thought, I've been out for 4 days after a long weekend, and I should be better. And he's just still got the horsey cough. You know, you'll be, kids are in bed, and I'm sitting down here, and I can hear it in the other part of the house. Oh. Just that horsey cough. So I think he gave that to everybody here. And Grumpy Stacksick, his wife has been sick going on a month or two. Yeah, my doc told me when I had this, it was pre-COVID. I had something like this before. And down in my throat, just kind of right in there, I get that itch. And not to be gross or TMI or anything, but let's call it a non-productive cough. Just a croak. And my doc said, yeah, it's this kind of virus you got. You're going to have it for about 6 weeks, that cough. And I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So I hope this is not the beginning. This started a few days ago. And so I hope it's not the beginning of a wonderful relationship with a throat virus of some kind. So in the meantime, well, and the good thing, I suppose, about having that is I don't smoke. I tried a cigarette today. And, and I don't smoke a lot anyway. But I tried one this morning and I was like, well, just made my throat hurt. So there's maybe the upside that I'm not smoking at all. I smoked 2 cigarettes yesterday. And when this all started, it was about 3 or 4 a day. And now, not packs, individual cigarettes. So if you want to cut back and you're a smoker, I'm a light smoker, but there goes. Yeah, Rowan was home sick today, Uncle Dave. Not really sick, as far as I'm concerned. You know, when I was a kid, maybe we came from an era. It wasn't my grandfather's era. It wasn't the Great Depression, or anything like that. And it wasn't the era of we had to walk both ways to school uphill in the snow all the time barefoot. We didn't have that. We had buses, and if we walked, it's because we missed the bus. Far be it from my mom to ever give us a ride if we missed the bus. If we miss the bus, it's our own idiocy or tomfooleriness, if that's a word, that made us miss the bus, or not getting up on time, or doing whatever. And we had to walk. It was about 1.5 miles to school. And that's about the only time we really had to walk. So, and it was all on us to get ourselves to school. Our kids nowadays, it's like my kids are sick more often. It's like, is there a day of the week where I don't have a kid at home? Is the big question. It's like they alternate. They take shifts. You were sick on Monday and you were sick on Tuesday. I think I'll take Wednesday. Or should we give Dad and Mom a day break and I'll go Thursday? Then you two can be both sick on Friday. But we'll all be fine by the weekend. That's just kind of the way it was. So Rowan, being sick today, said she felt sick a couple of times, but up goofing around, walking around, messing with her sister, arguing with her sister, messing around, all that. Hey, Morgan Snow, welcome to the chat room. Good to see you. So anyway, enough of the finer things, the little things of life. Let's get into talking about this topic tonight. And I grabbed this topic because I was doing a little bit of reading and I saw something on it, and I thought, we talk about the Irish Troubles, the Troubles, and we maybe don't know a whole lot about it. We all know that there's sectarian violence in Ireland, Northern Ireland, and or has been, and you may know what I mean by sectarian violence, religious violence, Catholic or Protestant. There's also the whole home rule or the republic or home rule, or the UDL, the IRA, and all of them. And so what is it that caused these troubles? And I'm going to focus merely on like a 30-year period from the 60s to the 90s. Now, despite the fact that the Troubles, they've been called the Troubles that period of time, but it does go way back. It was between the 1960s and the 90s that Northern Ireland was rocked by a whole period of sectarian strife known as the Troubles. And what caused the Troubles in Northern Ireland, it was a turbulent brew of religious identity, national affiliation, Irish or English, political ideology. All of those things played in. I'm going to use my voice properly tonight. I'm going to go into that coughing jag, which I had 6 months ago. So a complete timeline of Northern Ireland and their conflicts between the English and the Irish people stretches all the way back to the Middle Ages. So you're talking over 1,000 years of this. And English kings since the 12th century attempted to claim Ireland, but Henry VIII expanded these efforts by encouraging English settlers to colonize the Emerald Isle through plantations. And England's new Protestant identity put these colonizers in conflict with the predominantly Irish Catholic. And or Catholic Irish, you could say. The Irish were pretty Catholic. And so during the reign of James I, he was the son, of course, of Queen Elizabeth of England, Queen Elizabeth I. And he was the unifier. He came together and brought England, Ireland, Scotland, the United Throne, United Kingdom, responsible for the King James Bible, written in 1611. So during his reign in the 17th century, the plantation of Ulster became a prime destination for English and Scottish Protestants, and due to its colonial heritage. Ulster had a high population of Protestants compared to the rest of the island, but Irish Protestants were considered elites aligned with the British policies. And the country was partitioned several centuries later, in 1921, after Ireland gained its independence from Great Britain. And the Republic of Ireland to the south became its own nation with a mainly Catholic population, and Northern Ireland, and what had been Ulster at one time. And its majority Protestant population were then part of the United Kingdom. But this partition only heightened the divisions in Northern Ireland. The Catholics claimed the Protestant political establishment was denying them housing and employment rights, while Protestants feared Catholics were nationalists who supported unification with Ireland. We even had some of that in the 60s in this country. Remember if you look into history, all the ballyhoo over John F. Kennedy running for president? He was Catholic. I mean, there were people that were dead set against Catholicism in this country, or having Catholics, papists. Thomas Jefferson hated the papists. He said there needs to be freedom of religion, and they can preach whatever they want here under the Constitution until they start trying to make moves to turn us into papists. And so he was not a big fan of the Catholics. The United Kingdom also cast a shadow over all of these debates. And some continue to see the British as foreign oppressors in Northern Ireland, while others embraced a British identity. And by the late 1960s, these fierce tensions had turned Northern Ireland into a powder keg. And paramilitary groups like the Nationalist Provisional Irish Republican Army and the pro-Union Ulster Volunteer Force. They organized and defended their vision of a future for Northern Ireland through aggressive acts. The UDL, the IRA. April 6, 1966, a loyalist group, Ulster Volunteer Force, targeted a Catholic school in Belfast. And tensions between the Catholics and the Protestants in Northern Ireland escalated in the 1960s. It's when I was a little kid. The pro-Union Ulster Volunteer Force, the UVF, formed out of fear sparked by aggression from Irish Republican Army members in Dublin. And on April 6th of 1966, the UVF set off an incendiary device at a Catholic girls' school in Belfast. And though this was neither the first nor the last campaign of its kind, it nonetheless represented the civil strife that had become the norm at that time. That was in 1966. There's a big painting, a mural on a wall, and it's I don't have a picture of it to show you, but it's Ulster's Solemn League and Covenant, it's called. It's painted on a brick wall, and I don't know how old this picture is, but it says this: being convinced in our consciences that home rule would be disastrous to the material well-being of Ulster, as well as of the whole of Ireland, subversive of our civil and religious freedom, destructive of our citizenship, and perilous to the unity of the empire, whose names are underwritten, men of Ulster, loyal subjects of his gracious majesty, King George V, humbly relying on, that should place the date for you, humbly relying on the God whom our fathers to days of stress and trial confidently trusted, do hereby pledge ourselves in solemn covenant throughout this our time of threatened calamity, to stand by one another in defending for ourselves and our children our cherished position of equal citizenship in the United Kingdom, and in using all means which may be found necessary, to defeat the present conspiracy and to set up a home rule parliament in Ireland. And in the event of such a parliament being forced upon us, we further solemnly and mutually pledge ourselves to refuse to recognize its authority, in sure confidence that God, the invocation of God, of course, will defend the right we here to subscribe our names. And further, we individually declare that we have not already signed this covenant. The above was signed by me at Ulster Bay, Saturday, 28th September 1912, and there's not a name, but it says God Save the King at the end. So that was the Loyalist. Ryan Gale says the Scottish soldiers were worse to the Irish than the English soldiers. This is a great area of Ryan's study and research for his books that he writes. The Scots were tough on the Irish. So tensions between Catholics and Protestants in Northern Ireland escalated in the 1960s. And the pro-Union Ulster Volunteer Force, the UVF, formed out of fear sparked by aggression from Irish Republican Army, the IRA members in Dublin. And on April 6th of 1966, they set off that incendiary device at a Catholic girls' school in Belfast. That, to me, are you fighting somebody in the name of God and deciding if you're Catholic, a papist, or if you're a Protestant? You're trying to make those decisions and find out who, all for the love of loving God and serving God. You obviously have a very different view of God if you have to invoke violence and killing and bloodshed in order to win your case. In the name of Jesus, in the name of God, our loving Father, we do hereby blow you up. You have to be a pretty staunch believer in your religion to say that it is so right, and the things I believe are so right that I should kill you for not believing them. Wetting the whistle. Yeah, Oliver Cromwell. He was kind of a dick to the Irish, to put it in the vernacular and bluntly. So let's look at some of the timeline elements here. October 5th of 1968, the Royal Ulster Police assault civil rights marchers in Derry. And there's a big old poster from back then. Disband the RUC, Sinn Féin youth. Put that up. Sinn Féin, they were harsher than the IRA at the time. The Northern Ireland Civil Rights Association helped lead a civil rights march in Derry on October the 5th of 1968. I was almost 8 years old when that happened. Didn't know about it back then. It was meant to be a call to end injustice toward Catholics, especially in housing and unemployment. You can't get a house or employment because you're Catholic. But after a Protestant group threatened to hold their own parade the same day, the government forbade both marches. None of that now. You're all done now. And undeterred, the organizers of the Civil Rights March went ahead with their plans anyway. And the police, the Royal Ulster Constabulary, used force in an attempt to get the crowd to disperse, wounding dozens of people in the process. And this strong-arm tactic sparked outrage and riots, as you might imagine. Catholics and nationalists saw the police as an instrument of Protestant authority rather than keepers of the peace, and many cite this as the beginning of the Troubles in Ireland. And this is where it began, many say. They attribute it to that, and that's in 1968. In August of 1960, now follow these. I'm going to give you kind of a timeline of events that kind of gives you an idea of what was going on there. In August of 1969, uprisings erupted in Northern Ireland. And riots broke out across Northern Ireland as nationalists and Catholics, civil rights activists, once again clashed with the Royal Ulster Police and loyalists. And some of the most intense incidents occurred on August 12th during the Battle of Bogside in Derry. And after nationalist protesters began throwing coins at demonstrators who were part of a Protestant pro-union apprentice boys organization, throwing money at them. And through the tumults in the city, though they quieted, by August 17th, the turmoil they unleashed continued all throughout Northern Ireland. So there were these riots in 1968. Isn't that when we had race riots here in the United States? There was a lot of junk going on around the world back in the 60s, wasn't there? Martin Luther King was assassinated or murdered, whichever way you want to look at it, in 1968. So there was a lot of junk going on. August 14th of 1969, now the next year, British troops arrive in Northern Ireland. The British Army troops were deployed in Northern Ireland in response to the situation in Derry. Operation Banner, it was officially known as, and it was meant to keep the peace. But Catholics and nationalists quickly saw the soldiers as oppressive symbols of unionism and occupation. And over the course of nearly 40 years, the presence of the British Army sometimes intensified conflict. Soldiers would be both the targets and the perpetrators of aggressive acts. They didn't leave Northern Ireland until 2007. That was just that was a mere however mathematical years ago that is. 2007 to 2017 is 10, and another 16 years ago. In 1972, on January 30th, the British Army slays 13 civil rights protesters on Bloody Sunday. In an attempt to quiet the protesters, the government banned a Derry march intended to Derry, D-E-R-R-Y, in case you're going Derry. There's a lot of dairy mentioned here. Dairy products? No. The county Derry. They banned a Derry march intended to oppose the internment of suspected Irish nationalists. But the ban didn't stop the demonstrators. The rally went ahead as scheduled on January 30th, and British troops met the protesters en route. And things quickly spiraled out of control, and soldiers shot into the crowd, just into the crowd, and slew 13 people, including several teenagers. For Catholics and nationalists, Bloody Sunday became a pointed example of a state act of aggression against them. Can you imagine that? Now, it all depends on what they were doing. Because I look at the flip side of that and I say, there are things that took place in Minneapolis a couple of years ago. The whole George Floyd thing. 150 businesses burned, and the supporters of BLM, the politicians ending up calling it a peaceful protest. And it was not a peaceful protest, no matter how you look at it. You know, the redefinition of things in current day, the redefining how we do things is bold, brash, and complete idiocy. As if we aren't looking. It's like, hey, I'm out here. We're looking. Well, same kind of thing was happening over in Ireland 40 years ago and more. And Leslie says a U2 song. Yeah. Both Kennedys were killed in the 60s. Yep. Robert was killed in 68, I believe. And, of course, John in 63. So it reminds me, and I've quoted this song before, the song lyrics by Stan Rogers, House of Orange. Stan Rogers, I'm just looking for the lyrics. And I've quoted these before. It's such a moving song to me. The song starts and says, I took back my hand and I showed him the door. No dollar of mine would I part with this day for fueling the engines of a bloody, cruel war in my forefathers' land far away. Who fled the first famine wearing all that they owned, were called navigators, all ragged and torn, and built the Grand Trunk here and found a new home wherever their children were born. Now, by the way, Stan Rogers from Maritime, East Canada, Nova Scotia area. Their sons have no politics, none can recall, allegiance from long generations before. This or that name can't matter at all or be cause enough for the war. And meanwhile, my babies are safe in their home, unlike their pale cousins who shiver and cry, while kneecappers nail their poor dads to the floor and teach them to hate and to die. Teaching kids to hate and die is an awfully easy thing to do when you're in a mindset like that. Used to say the same thing of extremist Islamists. The same thing of any extremist. When you teach to hate and to die and to kill, that's what you're going to get. And the chain is never broken. The song goes on. It's those cruel beggars who spurn the fair coin, the peace for their kids they could take at their will. Since the day old King Billy prevailed at the Boyne, they've bombed and they've maimed and they've killed. Now they cry out for money and wait at the door. But home rule or republic, 'tis all of it shame, and a curse for us here who want nothing of war. We're kindred in nothing but name. All rights and all wrongs have long since blown away. For causes are ashes where children lie slain. Yet the damned UDL and the cruel IRA will tomorrow go murdering again. But no penny of mine will I lend to the fray. Remember the Boyne, they will cry out in vain. But I've given my heart to the place I was born, and forgive the whole house of Orange. King Billy and the whole house of Orange. I think that that's an incredibly moving song that dealt with, he wrote that in the 70s, that song. Maybe as late as the early 80s. I can't remember when Stan Rogers died. Died in a plane fire on the tarmac. But Sean Stroik says, divide everywhere, to Leslie Holker. Leslie says, I'm sure it's the same in all countries. Government and religion are destroying mankind. That's, I posted an article this morning about what they're calling the inevitable war in China that's coming. And you've got people in our government that are saying, we'll have actual war, we'll be in a war with China within 2 years. And the Pentagon came out and said, well, not necessarily, but it could be inevitable. What's that tell you? And what's it over? My son Sam responded to that this morning and said something. And I said, it seems to me that weren't we supposed to have evolved as a species, the human race? Have we not yet evolved beyond the need for war? Now, we have battles all the time. You fight in Congress. You fight with your neighbor over what branch is hanging over your property. You fight. There's road rage. We fight for our place on the road with our automobiles. You're right, Leslie. The human race has gone straight to the shitter. Is there any chance, do you think, of the human race evolving out of the need to kill each other when we disagree? Well, this is what China might be proposing. They said, we'll do whatever we have to make it a bloodless thing, but we'll do what we have to do, said the Chinese ministry fellow. Can't think of his name without looking it up. Easy enough to do. To look up that particular topic and the post I put up about it today. He actually said the Chinese Foreign Ministry spokesman, Mao Ning, said on Monday, that's today, that China was willing to, with the utmost sincerity and greatest effort, pursue peaceful reunification with Taiwan. But we will not promise to abandon the use of force. We need to reserve the option of taking all necessary measures, said Mao Ning of China. And so while war with China is highly unlikely, it may also be highly inevitable. How can you have those two things juxtaposed against each other? It's like a paradox. How does this make you all feel? What are you thinking? And I put down another. This is one of those posts, by the way. I put that post up. That's all I said. And I put a link to the article. And it's had just my son and I liked the article all day long today. And there's 5 comments. But I put a picture of my cat rolling on the floor, and I'll get 150 people in an hour liking it. Hey, wife.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm doing. I just got out of the bathtub.
Yeah.
I posted pictures.
Just got out of you posted pictures in the bathtub?
I did.
To me?
I was going to do a whole series of bathtub pictures, but then I didn't.
Yeah. Nice.
Check out my Facebook for bathtub photos.
Nice. So where do I find these?
On Facebook.
Well, you got them on Facebook already?
Yeah.
Pardon me, folks. I'm highly distracted. Let's see. Let's see what she's got up there for bathtub photos. Let's see.
It's been really cold, so I spent
nice.
a lot of time in the bathtub.
You wore your stocking cap in the bathtub the whole time?
I did. It was cold.
There's a close-up. It goes from about here up. Let's see. Oh, you only got one.
It looks like this. I took the rest of the photos down. I lied. I just put one up.
Oh, Are they
I
worth?
was going to do the other one. You want me to go put the other one up?
If you want
All
to.
right. Roll
Why?
it
What's the
before
other
I
one
get home.
doing?
It's just as funny. It's just as funny.
Just as funny. Well, you come on back when you're ready.
I will.
I'll keep talking about this. Sorry, folks. Familial interlude. Interlude with my wife. Always fun seeing her in the bathtub. So, see, everything's in the way today here. There we go. Let your mom sit. Move with the dog. Yeah, she was
You don't feel
sitting
good.
here.
Go to bed. You were supposed to be
Excuse
in bed a long
me.
time
Don't
ago.
tell me no. Just do what I asked you to do. Here, let me even turn the chair so it's easy for you to get out and not run into my desk. See ya. Put the dog down. You're wasting my time. Just do it. Thank you. See ya. Don't cough on my desk.
No,
See ya.
out. Everybody out. It's mom and dad.
Oh,
Mom and
it's
Dad,
mom. That's
Get out of the
right.
way.
That's right. Goodbye. I love you. Good night.
Can I use one of your hats for a likey video? Just
For a video, but don't ruin it.
There you go. I added another one.
All right. Well, here, I'll have to go take a look, folks. This is important stuff. And that's why it's totally overcome our nice.
I wondered why it was so dark in the bathroom, and then I realized.
You still have your sunglasses on.
I don't. Do
There you
well
go,
in
folks.
the cold.
You want to see my wife in the bathtub?
I've been in
Just
the
go over to her
bathtub
page.
3 times in the last 3 days. Once a day. I sit in that tub when it's freezing cold like this because I get it as hot as I can get it.
Yeah.
And then I wait for that to get cold enough, and then I make it even hotter. Lots of hot. Hot,
There it
hot,
is.
hot,
Lots of hot. My wife in the bathtub is hot.
Yeah.
So where's my window? Can't find my window now. There it is.
Sounds like personal problem.
I got all kinds of tabs open. So there you are. Welcome from the bathtub.
Here I am. Yeah, thanks.
You're welcome.
I'm all hot.
Yes,
I'm all
you
hot
are.
and ready for bed.
Yes, you are.
Hey, I bought
Oh,
you
yeah?
a present. I bought you a present today.
Affirmators. 50 affirmative cards to help you help yourself without self-helpiness. That's what it looks like. Got a little rabbit, bunny rabbit riding a unicorn.
Heck yeah.
There it is.
It slides out, Mr. Shaker.
Field guy. The rainy plus bath equals I died.
Nice. I'm glad I brought you to death.
Yes. That's my job. To bring you to death. Let's see what we got here. Northern Ireland's gonna have to wait for a minute, folks. Oh, Uncle Dave said hello to Rowan now that she's gone.
Yeah, she's gone. She's out. Kick those kids out of here.
Strength. Oh, okay. I see.
You just be like,
Yeah.
cards, and you'd be like,
I'm gonna
pick a card.
shuffle these
Hold on.
cards for you.
Hold on.
Let me shuffle these cards.
Pick a card, any
Yeah,
card.
we'll pick a card, any card. I'll just take the one that's most obvious right out front. Do I
There you
look
go.
at it?
Yeah, look at it. That's your card for today.
There's the back. It says, it's pink, and it says Joyville, no judgment.
No judgment. No judging today.
I realize myself from any and all judgments. I find my inner circle, or my inner critic. I find my inner critic, call it into my office, and tell it to take a vacation.
Yeah.
As it leaves the room, I let out a sigh and begin to enjoy the joy of simply being. Who hired that guy anyway? The
Yeah.
card says.
Yeah, who hired that guy anyways?
Who hired
Kick
that
him
guy?
to the curb.
Kicked to the curb. So you
Don't
got that at the
Criticize yourself.
the
The
thrift store today,
I did.
huh?
Oh my God. Thrift store is not the job for me.
Rainey's working the thrift store.
Freaking love it. If anybody has $250,000, could I please borrow it so I can buy myself the thrift store?
Yeah, Rainey would like to buy the thrift store and own it
Yes.
and do a much better thing.
Then I could just
So-
bring home stuff instead of have to pay for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I spent money again today.
How much?
$10.50.
Oh, $10.50. We'll excuse that one.
An hour's worth of work.
An hour's worth of work. They pay you $10.50?
I have no idea what I actually get paid.
Oh,
I took the job with
there's dedication to your job. I want to work for you, but
Yes.
how much do I get paid? We
I
don't
got
know
keys
yet.
to the store. It doesn't matter how
She's
much
got
I get
keys to the
paid.
thrift store. You know what? Where Rainey's in heaven, the back room of the thrift store, where
Heck
people
yeah.
drop off all their junk,
That
and
is my happy
I get to
place.
go through the boxes and the bags. And glad you're so happy about
Freaking
it.
love it. I've even told her because I guess a lot of times the volunteers don't show up. I'm like, you can always call me when the volunteers
Hell yeah,
don't show up. I'll show up for nothing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Right?
Right.
I'm excited. So, anyways,
I'm excited
You want me to
for
let
you.
you get on with your show? You have like
Well,
10 minutes left.
I can. I got about let's see, what do we go? We go until 58 minutes after the hour. So we got 18 minutes of this show over on the radio station left.
Yeah.
So
I'm not coming back for the captain's cabin.
you don't have to.
I'm gonna go. I got stuff to get up on my Etsy.
I will find you after the captain's cabin.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll show you the rest of my bathtub photos.
Oh, I get to see the rest of the bathtub photos. Or we might stage a reenactment. Hey,
I left my sunglasses in the car.
you left your sunglasses in the car. Well, which ones were you wearing in the bathtub?
That was yesterday's bathtub.
Oh, that was
wasn't
yesterday.
That was the day before's bathtub.
Oh, okay.
I was gonna say if there was a thing I could recreate it.
You could.
I could.
Yeah, you should.
The last photo.
Reenactments,
What
folks.
does my hair look like?
It looks fantastic.
This is kind of what the last photo would have looked like.
I don't see
can't
what you're
find it.
doing there.
Hold on.
Oh, that's very
So my hair
nice.
doesn't get wet.
So to keep the pigtails dry, that's what you do. Shocked, not in the house, says Sean Stroik. I sold auto parts back in the day, brought things at cost that led to a car running alcohol injection and some nice track times. Outstanding, Chuck.
Nice.
That's good. Leslie Holker's laughing it up over there. I don't know what at exactly. Maybe it's you. Maybe you're making her laugh.
Grumpy Stack makes negative $50 an hour.
Negative 50,
Isn't it
yeah.
so great to own your own business?
Yeah, sure it is.
You work 50 gajillion times harder for way less pay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
It works.
Well, it doesn't really.
Not
work.
on paper. Not on paper. So, all right.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
what else is on your mind?
I don't know. What's on your mind?
Lots of things.
I bet. Not to be like I'm looking at my arm in here. I need a tattoo. You need to get your tattoo.
Yeah, I got to get the
machine
tattoo
figured
thing
out.
going. She had a dream last night that we opened up a tattoo shop.
I did. It was a beautiful old building. And it had windows on this side and windows on that side. And it was perfectly awesome hardwood floors, but like old school hardwood floors, not the crap they got nowadays, wood floors.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, you want me to draw a picture? I'll draw you a picture.
Draw me a picture.
Like this. And
So
the front door
I'm
was
going to
here.
start tattooing. If you guys didn't know this yet,
And there was the wall here. And then
I'm working on getting better at it.
your desk here.
Met with a good tattoo artist, a friend of Andy Dabbs, up north this last week. He's all dreadlocked out and all the things that come with being a tattoo guy and a dreadlock guy. And just use your imagination.
That's what it looked like. I'm so good at floor plans, huh?
That's an amazing floor plan. And he's got a neat little shop.
A lot prettier in my head.
He's got all kinds of glass cabinets with all kinds of bones and rocks and things he's picked up over the years and paintings and wood floors. And I'm watching him. He said, yeah, come on over and watch. And I'm watching him over his shoulder last week. And it looks so easy with somebody that knows what they're doing. Just, and he's doing his thing. He says, this is all it is. He says, you know how to draw? He says, this is all you got to do. He's just practice up a little bit, get some more pig skins and go. And he says, you'll master this in a very short period of time. And I appreciated that coming from him because he's very good at what he does.
He is. He's a good artist.
Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah.
What else you got going on?
I don't know. I don't got much.
I like having Rainey on the show, you know?
It can be
I don't care what topic
than
we're
tired.
embroiled in, I just love it when she comes on and hangs with me. I hope you enjoy it too.
Yeah.
And you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I hope you enjoy me too.
I enjoy her.
Dave does too.
Yeah, kind of. He does too. Dave enjoys her. Let's see. She needs her own channel. I don't care what she does. Just sit there.
Right.
Right. Just sit there. Right. Yeah. There you go, field guy. Yeah. Sit and make faces. Or... Rainy's got plenty of things that she could talk about. Rainy could do a show. She just says she kind of clenches up. Like when I walked off and got coffee the other day, she was like, I didn't even know what to say. I didn't know what to say for 5 minutes. And it's like, that goes away.
Should
You
do
get
it
used
while
to
I'm
it.
in the bathtub because I talk to myself a lot in the tub.
Yes. I should interview
ever wonder
Granny in the
what's going
bathtub.
Up there. I'm just talking to myself.
That's right. That's right. I think that'd make a great interview.
Right.
Rainy in the bathtub.
Not that I really do
Bathtub talk.
a lot of massage anymore, but I still think it would be a lot of fun to rig up a whole room with cameras and talk and massage.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
Heck yeah.
I'd get massaged on air.
Right?
Yep.
I'd show the world your butt.
Yeah. Ooh. Hang on there, world.
Right?
Hang on there, Rainy.
Right? Oh my goodness.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, not much.
So,
Oh,
the dog down there, you cold?
I'm getting stuck on the rug.
Well, you're in little
It's-
tiny shorts and you're in a string tank top.
I'm not really cold. Can you
But there
tell
is a
by
heat.
The temperature gauge.
How's your temperature gauge?
They're comfortable.
But there's a heater right over there too,
There's a heater there. So
on
I'm
the front of the desk.
I'm not too cold. I'm pretty warm because I just got out of the tub and I still got my hat on.
Can I use
So your
this?
core is, yeah, you can take that.
No. Yeah, fine. It's bedtime. You need to go lay down. It's
It
10
is
o'clock.
bedtime. It's after 10. It's after 9. It's almost
Mommy
10
shows are
o'clock.
going on in 10 minutes.
That's right. So, yes.
I heard that.
Yeah. So, hey, I
Yeah.
love you.
I love you too. I love you too. Every
Yeah.
one of you watching.
Yes. So, tub time with the Rainy, another tea added. What? Tub time with the Rainy,
Yeah, with another tea.
another tea added. Tub time with Rainy. Oh, the Rainy. Got
Scotty
it.
doesn't get it. I
Got
gotta
it.
put my hat on the right
I
way.
didn't see the previous post, so. All right. Well, you look refreshing and
Thanks.
refreshed.
How do I smell?
You smell like a
Sweaty
bathed
tub.
woman.
You smell like a sweaty tub.
You smell like a sweaty tub. No, that would be the bath water. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah. Okay. Shall I let you have your last?
Or
like,
you can stay
7
till we're done.
minutes?
You can do whatever you'd like.
I don't know. What do you want to? What do you want to know?
I got to end the show early tonight. So, lavender, says Sean Stroik. Lavender? That was a question mark.
Lavender.
Lavender?
No lavender.
No
Epsom
lavender,
salt.
yeah.
Epsom salt. I'm an Epsom salt tubber.
Let's see. I was adding to what Uncle Dave said. Oh, I gotcha. Field guy. Tub time with the Rainy. Oh, yeah. So I got to squint. I'm not seeing him. I don't see him clearly, so I got to look, and then I start reading, and I go, oh, okay.
Scotty lost his glasses.
They're not lost. I thought I left him in the car when I drove Rowan the other day because I can't find him anywhere in the house.
And now
But
they're just gone.
They're the glasses that make my eyes go so wonky, I get headaches. So it's like, it's the new ones.
Not to be like, I've never really had glasses before. So is that
Mm-hmm.
eye doctor like doing it the right way? Are you really supposed
Well,
to?
he's supposedly been doing it for 50 years.
Are you
He's
really
just an old dude.
Are you really supposed to have like headaches and get wonky from them?
Well, new glasses, if the prescription is new, can make your eyes get pulled in weird directions. So that's pretty typical. But they say keep them on. I wore those things around for a week, and I was just like every time I just had to take them off. take them off when I drive because it was just like, and that's what I needed them for. So
Dave says, wasn't Rowan wearing them earlier? Rowan was probably wearing her own glasses.
she's got her own glasses that she doesn't wear.
She won't wear it because they make her nose look big.
I make her nose look big.
And Ellie won't wear her glasses because she doesn't like them.
Yeah.
And Flynn,
So I can put these on. And
I don't
can
know that
read the
Flynn even
screen
knows
anyway.
where his glasses went. And
Everybody got new glasses. Do any of the kids know where they put them? No.
Nope, nada.
So yeah, Rainey's getting bifocals now. So
Yep. I only got prescription, I think when I was pregnant with Rowan. My eyes went wonky when I was pregnant with her. And I had glasses for just a little while. And then I've been good ever since up until I went this year. And now I get bifocals.
there you go. She's about the age I was when I first met her. So there is 19 and a half years between us. So
It's a lot of years.
I first met her 20 years ago. She was just dating somebody else. Were you dating when I met you 20 years ago? That would be 13. No, 03. And you
It
weren't.
would have been earlier than 03.
Yeah, I met you earlier than that. I met you. I
Yeah.
knew who you were. So you were dating somebody I knew, a friend of mine, who I started dating, Randy, and he told me, he took me aside and put his arm around me and says, "Don't you hurt her now. You treat her right." And I'm like, okay, right on top of that, dude. Thank you. So, yeah, I don't name names, Dave.
Yeah, Dave. Uncle Dave, we'd go.
If I wanted his name out there, I would have said it. So, Rainey's eyes have always gone both ways. What's that mean?
Did that work?
I have no idea what that means.
They go all the ways.
Field guy, another birthday in 3 weeks. About the same. Well, not the same with Rainey. Hers at the end of April. So getting close.
Yeah. For my birthday,
Springtime for
send,
Hitler in Germany.
send me rocks
Do you remember what that was from? So
from an old musical.
no. I think that was from a Mel Brooks a spinoff. Mel Brooks, was it The History of the World? Part 1. So, Springtime for Hitler in Germany. So, anyway.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Cool.
You so distract me, I can't even think of what to talk about unless I shoo you out of here and just go back to the topic.
Did you know
But-
I'm going to Georgia next week? Guys, I'm going to Georgia next week. I'm leaving Scotty with all the kids and all the sports
Again.
and scouts. And all that
Yeah.
stuff. Again. You say that like I go all the time.
No, just once a year. Not Georgia. I mean, you went to Alaska a couple times.
I did.
So
But how often do I ever like leave you with kids and a whole bunch of stuff?
she's going with her mom.
This is the
Well,
first,
always. Whenever you go, I'm
this
always
is
with
the
the kids.
first time I'm leaving though, and there's gonna be stuff they have to do like sports.
Oh,
and
you're
scouts
talking about
and school.
Yeah, activities.
In August, there's
It's
nothing
not
going
like I'm a
on.
novice at these things. It's just you do more of them than I did when I had
Well,
my first 3
we'll
kids. We
see-
didn't have.
we'll
They
see
weren't. I
what
didn't have all kinds of school
You remember
activities.
and don't remember.
I'll remember.
'Cause You missed all the scout stuff during August. That was.
That's because
important
I rely
for
on
go.
you, and you do that
I
stuff.
wrote
It's
it on
your
the calendar,
thing.
and you should have remembered it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I also had COVID when you were gone in August. So that first few days, I was disoriented. I was out of it. So, but
Yeah.
I plan to never step foot there. Alaska? Georgia? Yeah. Good night, Scotty, and good night, Rainey, says Leslie. Good night, all you amazing Intrepids. I need to try and get some sleep. Blessings to all. Chamomile tea or scotch. That'll do.
Hydroxyzine or an allergy
Or,
pill.
yeah,
Benadryl.
or one of those.
Those help. Those
Yeah,
help.
yeah.
Good night, Leslie. Sleep well. Have good dreams. Don't eat any spiders.
Don't eat any spiders.
What do they
That's-
say? You eat like 8 spiders in your sleep per year?
Who says that?
Google says that. Google. Hey, Google.
Anac people.
We're
Anacro people.
Anacro people?
You know, the technical word for spiders.
So, Google, how many spiders do you eat in a year when you sleep?
Why would you eat spiders in your sleep?
Fact or
Myth, you
fiction?
swallow spiders in your sleep. Myth, it says.
Was not a myth. Ever, never, never.
There goes one paranoia shot to hell.
Ew, once or twice a year, someone tells me they recovered a spider leg in their mouth. Yuck.
That's awfully nice. Now, by the way, those of you listening on the radio, those of you watching, this is an abnormal weekly broadcast, but it's okay. My wife is here. We're just
I'm
fooling
trying to
around
read
a little
here.
bit.
Hold on.
Okay, you read.
I got to read far away because I can't see close
We
enough.
have a minute and a half left on the radio
I
station.
don't know. It's a long article. It says, yeah, you eat
Look at my
spiders.
mouse. It says, yeah, you eat spiders
3 to 4 spider species live in North America.
that crawl into your mouth while you're
No,
sleeping.
Spiders have no interest in humans. Not true. Do you know how many spiders I have woken up to crawling on me?
No,
Gross. A
I have
lot.
never woken up with one crawling on me.
You wouldn't wake up.
But now we got that mosquito netting, spider netting, I call it, over the master bed. It's just black. It's black and it's like mosquito netting and it ties up into big long corners. And
There was the one night at the other house and I was sleeping with my arm up on the wall and I felt something go doop, and then I felt something go back. And I flipped the pillow up and I looked and there was a big black spider on the wall and I went running that way. It was so gross.
now I've never had spiders crawling on me at night while I'm sleeping, but I have had June bugs crawling in my shorts during the day.
Gross.
You were there once. I went,
Yeah.
what is that? And I'm like, yeah, it's a June bug.
That's disgusting.
It's like, well, how did he get in my pants? So probably crawled up my leg and I didn't feel it, the inside of my leg. So folks, all of those of you out there on the radio station, I'm going to say goodnight to you. Everybody here, sit tight. We'll be right back with the Captain's Cabin. Live long and prosper.
Join us every weeknight at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern. The Intrepid radio program, a Scotty Roberts Productions broadcast.
Well, welcome to the captain's cabin, all of you. Glad to have you here tonight. It was nice having Rainey on. We did not finish our topic at hand, mostly because I was too busy enjoying having my wife here. So she had to get up and leave. So, she messed up my hair on the way out, I see. But nice of her to stop in post-bath. So she was smelled clean, she looked clean, she felt clean, and she was scantily clad, at least from what I could see. You couldn't see that so much. So did I change my shirt? Yeah, just about. But it's the same shirt. But Barbie D, I'm not wearing pants. So anyway, so much for getting through the troubles in Northern Ireland. Maybe we'll pick that up another time. But everybody's talking about killing spiders. Try sleeping on the desert floor, says Sean Stroik. You'll feel those spiders crawling. Yeah, man. We slept on the desert floor in the Sinai, inside the Sheikh's Bedouin tent. Now, of course, he had big rugs on the ground and all that, but his sons slept out wrapped in camel hair blankets, diagonals from the front entry of our tent. As hospitality guards, they slept there all wrapped up in the camel hair blankets all night in the sand. And so we had sand in the tent, but it was mostly covered by big old rugs and carpets. So, and the fire right in the middle of the tent. That was pretty cool. That probably kept the camel spiders away. So, Chuck Thurston has to trap and release all the spiders my wife finds. Live your full life, live. And he casts them out. So I just saw somebody pop in. It's probably Uncle Dave. No, Uncle Dave is here and Field Guy is here. So let's bring you guys in. Add to stream and add to stream. Boom, boom. How you guys doing? There's that alien hissing going on.
It's the alien hiss from Field Guy. It's all right. I'm used to it now.
Yeah. It's Field Guy's alien screeching.
Okay, I'm going to clarify some things because Scotty can't remember 10 minutes after he said something. Bifocals. Rainey's eyes have gone both ways for years. Bifocals.
Oh, gone both ways. See, I had no idea. I saw your comment. Unless I see it in context to what I'm saying, I've moved on to 10 other things since you typed it. And I'm like, what's he talking about? What? Is she calling you cross-eyed? My wife is not cross-eyed. Punch you in the throat.
Is the alien noise gone?
The alien noise is gone.
I beat it.
Gone.
It's probably because I was live streaming earlier and it does that. It heats up and
I get it.
I was streaming and I said, "Oh wait, Scotty's on." Damn, so that's why I wasn't here the first part of the show.
That's okay.
And then my audience said, "I'm going to sleep,"
unless I see a name. So.
Yeah, so I felt like doing a live stream tonight about nothing, and I did that for an hour, and I said, then my audience all decided they were going to take a cat nap. So I said,
nice.
Yeah. And I said, does anybody want to go to Scotty Roberts' stream? And they said, maybe, but nobody showed up yet.
There it is. So Rainey came in and totally distracted me, and we were done talking about whatever our topic was.
That's when I came in, I saw sitting down, I said, because I looked at the topic, and I was like, I have no idea what the topic is.
But, Ireland and its angst with England.
You shut my door. What's that, Dave?
I said Ireland and its angst with England.
Yes, that's been going on for quite a long time.
And like I said at the top of the show, I put Irish butter on English muffin and I likes it.
Yeah, there you go. That shows you what an eclectic guy I am.
But I drink coffee with it because I was an American.
Yeah.
Well, you could be
Irish butter, English muffins, and Bolivian coffee. So
that's a three-way tango.
What's the new? There's a new coffee company they're advertising all over. Every time I turn on Instagram, I see it with running horses or a valley. It's some Native American, not Native Pride. It's nothing like that. It doesn't have a name like that, but Native something coffee.
Well, he hasn't got a clue.
What's that?
He hasn't got a clue.
Haven't got
I
a
don't
clue.
know.
And then I just saw an order come in. I was thinking of ordering coffee today, getting coffee. I get an order for Dead Man's Reach coffee by Ravens Brew out east. Oh, I've had some of that.
I buy 3 of these a day. I generally drink 2 or 3 a day.
Pretty good. But,
they got a coffee company that opened right down the street from me. I think it's called Sirico or something. I think it's a local company because it used to be a bakery, and then when the whole pandemic hit, they went under, as most businesses around here did, small businesses.
Yeah.
And the coffee company bought it, and they've been open, I think, 3 or 4 months, and it's a small parking lot. It may fit maybe 20 cars. So across the street, there's like a restaurant, and they have a big freaking parking lot. And there, every morning I pass by, and the whole thing's packed. And they're all going in there and getting coffee. I haven't went in there yet, but people say it's cheap. It's good coffee and it's cheap.
That's cool.
Sort of like a poor man's Starbucks, I guess. I don't know.
Poor man's Starbucks. Well,
There's
Starbucks isn't all that expensive, but
Any coffee shop that's not Starbucks.
Well, there's a Starbucks when you turn into my work, and it's always lying around the building. So
yeah, I've had it. I'm nonplussed by it. I don't know.
Yeah, I went in there a couple of times. They're rude as hell. They don't talk to you. They treat you like garbage. And then they put your food on the side. They don't even tell you it's ready. And you stand there and it's like, is my stuff done?
Is my stuff done?
Like, hey, hello. I'll stand there for like 10 minutes. I go, hello. Oh, it's right there. And they just point. And I go, okay, because somebody sent me in there for an order. And I went there and
they never get your name right. I don't know why they bother to ask.
Well, yeah.
They didn't even ask me my name. Well, I didn't order it. It was a coworker that ordered, so it was under her name. And they didn't even ask the name, though. I just happened to look on the side, and I saw a bunch of bags, and I go, oh, there it is, and I grabbed it. Like, no one said anything to me. It was like 8 employees. Not one of them looked at me.
Grabbed all those bags and walked out of there.
I probably could have. There was it wasn't just me. It was like 3 other people standing around just looking, going, hey, hello.
Hello.
One guy was like putting milk in a coffee cup, and I don't know what he was doing with Bartista or something. And the other 3 ladies was just looking at the ceiling. I don't know what they were doing.
Nice.
They were just spazzing.
Working here.
I think they were high or something. They were just spazzed out.
Is that your Generation X or is there another generation since X now? What's
Z?
We're
Z. There's Z.
Well, you might be a boomer. But
I'm a boomer. I'm on the tail end cusp. The last couple of weeks of boomerology.
Damn millennials? I don't know.
But then, so you were really an X.
Me?
If you're on that tail end like I am, so I'm like 63 is like the last year for the
Well, see,
boomer.
I heard it was 60. I was born in November.
I was told it was 63, and I always look at it this way. I had to wait the next year to start school because my birthday was too close to September or whatever. And so I grew up with all the X's. I don't consider myself a boomer. All my friends were X's. I was an X as far as I'm concerned.
Well, and I'm a boomer as far as I'm concerned. So, there it is.
I don't know what the hell I am.
I'm a crossover.
A what?
Crossover.
A crossover. There you go.
I identify as an X, and they can't tell me I can't.
That's right. You can't tell me.
Oh my God.
You can't tell me.
There's a viral video out there of this girl. She must be about 6, if she's a day. She might be even younger than that. She's looking right at the camera, and she goes, she's like tiny little blonde girl with blue eyes. I am a fierce, powerful black woman, and you can't tell me I'm not.
Okay. Whatever.
She's already identifying. She's like 6 years old, and she's identifying. Okay, you go ahead.
Identifying as something, I don't buy it. I don't buy the bullshit of it from the get-go. I identify. Well, what if I identify as an American citizen who doesn't have to pay taxes? Will the government respect me?
Taxes are illegal.
I just look at those people. I identify as a god. Fall down on your knees before me, mortal.
That's right.
Could be Zeus.
I identify as a god. Like Kenny Ballos always says. He says, I can identify as a dog, but the moment I pee on a public fire hydrant, I'll get arrested for indecent exposure. So.
That don't happen in Mardi Gras.
Don't be afeard, Kenny. You pee on what you want to pee on.
You don't be afeard now, Kenny.
You could probably, in past years, you can get away with that in Mardi Gras, but now they get you with the horse. They ride up to you, the horse, and they go, hey, come here. Yo, let's go.
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant they get you by the horse come up. Horse, pee on that man.
Probably
really.
could, too. I mean, they do that in a quarter.
You're going to pee on our property. Our property's going to start peeing on you. You better watch yourself.
That's right.
They do that in a quarter during Mardi Gras. They're on the horseback because they can't fit the cars with all the people walking down Bourbon and stuff. And they're like, hey, come here, you, get over here. And they caught a lot of people in the past doing that. They try to climb up. They have a tradition where they grease the poles because drunk people try to climb up the poles. So they put Crisco.
I've never understood.
Oh yeah.
And because this is the first year where all the parade routes are actually running this year because they haven't been.
My old drill instructor from the Marine Corps. I got to know him. I've told stories about him. And that was back in the early 80s that I was in the Marine Corps. And he said, there was a story, you may have heard it. He says in the embassy when there was the under Reagan, just before Reagan was elected, the year-long standoff with the hostages. Remember the hostage crisis in Iran?
Yeah.
And it was at the compound there, the embassy. And Matt Pisani was my drill instructor's name. And he said, there may be a story you've heard about. There was one, I don't know, he's a private or a corporal at the time it happened, but he says who shimmied up the flagpole because they kept ripping down the American flag. They'd crawl up that pole and they'd rip it down. And he said, so somebody went up and Vaselined the entire pole from the top all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah.
And he says, you're looking at the guy who did that. And he said what was so funny was trying to watch all these Shiites that kept trying to scale the flagpole. And they couldn't get off the ground. It was so slippery. And he says eventually they just shot it down with their guns. Shot it to pieces. And it finally fell out. So
yeah, they do that in the quarter. It's an annual tradition. It's called greasing the poles, so the drunk people don't get up there and they fall on their ass. And because the French Quarter is like freaking packed. It's like New Year's and stuff, and it's freaking packed. Mardi Gras is pretty early this year. It's on the 21st of February.
Here
The day before my birthday.
Rainey just sent this. I'll have to show you guys. This is what she was talking about. I'm gonna
Spiders.
Share my screen with you. And boom, and boom.
Spiders are bad.
If I go over here,
I've never been able to share my screen on StreamYard. I tried it once and it wouldn't let me do it.
It works. Where am I going?
Oh, it generally does. I just don't know how to fool with it.
Not that one.
That one I
nothing
saw.
wrong with that one. Yeah.
I saw that one on
There she is.
Instagram earlier. Well,
There she is.
Been there,
that's
done
her,
that.
bathroom shot from tonight.
Hmm.
So she would send me those. And so, here's the thing. We're husband and wife. When I was working out of town a couple of years ago down in Louisiana, and so I'd say to Rainey, so you're in the shower, huh? Gonna send me a nice photo, And she says, yeah, I'll send you a nice photo. And she sends me stuff like this, making faces, or something like that. She goes, was that a good one? I said, yeah, that was a good one.
That's what I love about her. She's not so serious.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's what I love about her. That's why I married her. So, this was the one. That's from today. So
yeah, I saw that one.
There's actually a better one of that. I touched it up a bit. There it is. With the rose. I put the rose in the hat, etc., etc., etc. So there you go.
All that good jazz.
Her dress, it's a vest. That's a vest.
Sweater vest.
Vest and a shirt. Yeah, me too. So let me get back to
I think
Scotty can draw a fabric that has no stretch and make it look like spandex, but
yeah. Sure. Sad, says Barbie D. What's sad? You're responding to somebody that were being educated. I had some good friends who were from Iran, returned from college during the Iranian crisis. They were shot getting off the plane once getting home. Sad, they were nice people. Yeah. You look at pictures of Iran, you can still, you find them. Iran in the 1960s under the Shah. And women dress, it looked like New York City there. The look and the feel, the way people dressed. Women didn't have to wear hijabs. They didn't have to wear burqas. They didn't have to cover themselves like that.
It looked like any Western city.
Any Western city. And I think the people, I don't know where things are going over there, but a couple of months ago, after the beheading or the beating to death of that woman because she wasn't wearing her hijab the right way by the hijab police over there, people got really pissed off, and they
mainstream
were really
people
risky.
got really pissed off.
I remember
really
that
risky.
they were all in arms.
And it's you can't kill all of us is kind of the thing.
Yeah,
but nobody wants to get shot either. But,
that only lasts for so long, though. Oh, we're united. A couple of days later, everybody forgets it and they drop the subject.
It kept going. That went on for a couple of weeks. Maybe it might still even be going on. The state of things in Iran, I don't know right now.
There's
going
big
to
push
be
to
a
get
point
rid of
where people snap and they go, you know what?
To get rid of the Ayatollah.
They're like, fuck you and the Ayatollah you rode in on. Ayatollah you got to go.
They'd have to overthrow them.
Yep.
That they're moving in that direction.
Yes, they are.
And then they go, you know what? We're going to piss y'all off. We're going to put a half-naked woman in charge. There you go. There you go. Just to say, we told you so.
Yeah, there it is.
Which half is up to them?
Would respond amazingly. I'm sure you got your holdouts and I'm sure you got your purists and so on. But I will bet you 99% of the female population of Iran will strip and burn those burqas and those coverings and the headdresses and all of that. Yeah, there are people that wear them over there. This was tradition. I don't think women over there want to wear them.
I know it's part of their, like, I don't know, religion or nature or whatever the hell it is, but it's about control. That's all.
It's a control thing.
Yeah. What are we going to do looking at their chin or something? Come on, man. Like, what the hell?
Well, the double standard is that the men impose that standard because they don't want men looking at their wives and lusting after them. You can't see a bit of their skin.
Yeah.
But the men can go out and fuck whatever they want, and they can go out and have affairs. They can wear anything they want because they don't have to worry about women behind burqas lusting after them.
I've seen a rise in videos online too of Muslim women, usually with their husbands standing right there with them, going on about how, like the one was answering questions about the hijab. Who can see me without my hijab? My husband and my children and my parents and my brothers and sisters, but not his brothers because they're marriable men, and that would be improper. But his sisters can see me. Any woman can see. Going on with all this stuff and various things like that. Why I wear it? Why you should wear it? You should wear your hijab. And I'm just like, is this a push by Iran to try and get their women back in line by getting the rest of the Muslim world to say, don't throw the hijab. It's okay. It's okay. This is why you should embrace it. I don't know. Really bizarre.
Well, and Christianity had its own set of rules like that too. Ryan Gale says Catholic nuns wear head covers too. Nuns, but they're like monks.
But if you go back to the Middle Ages,
their lives to God, and they're
all
going
women
to go
covered
live
their
in
hair.
a nunnery, and they're going to go do their own thing. that way. That Ryan, I'm not mocking what you're saying. I'm just saying, yeah, but their religion and they're living alone and they're doing their things and they're nomad.
But they're really just wearing a style that was popular in the Middle Ages by all women. All women covered their hair.
Yeah. And so I don't have so much problem with the nuns doing it. I'm not Catholic, though. I don't support Catholicism.
And even most nuns now do just a simple drape. They don't have to cover everything. They don't wear the full habit.
Anita Palmer says, didn't the Iranian government punish one of their soccer players for disrespecting Iran during the FIFA World Cup? Yeah, they did.
They threatened to imprison all of their family members.
Really, Ryan? I didn't know this. A woman can't go into St. Peter's in Rome without head coverings?
No, stupid rules. They got stupid rules out there.
They make you splash water in your face, too, from some bowl of water sitting there. That's crazy.
That a million fingers have been in.
You know how you make holy water?
Black plague.
You know how you make holy water?
How do you make holy water?
You put the pot on the stove and boil the hell out of it.
Yeah.
Probably so. You know, the Saudis are relaxing all their things because they had a thing last year where the WWE was going in the Saudis, and the Saudis paid them like something like $100 billion to do private shows, and they wouldn't let the women wrestlers wrestle. And then, like last year, they paid money, and then they said, "Okay, well, we'll let the women, wrestle because women." They have to be covered. And they said, no, we'll go ahead. So they kind of the guy that runs the Saudi Arabian, I don't know, the minister, whatever his name is, they were like, we'll relax it. We'll let it go. And because they did that, they were talking about relaxing it and everything. I don't know if they did or not. But, they don't have to have tablecloths on their heads anymore.
Now, in retrospect, I was probably being a rude bastard, or as they might say in Glasgow, a rude cunt. And I was in the airport in Cairo, and we were all waiting for like 4.5 hours for the flight to get ready through the middle of the night. Boring, dead, nowhere to have a drink, that kind of thing. Everything closed, and you're just sitting in the.
That's like hell, being in Glasgow and no place to get a drink.
No, this would be Cairo.
Oh, Cairo.
And,
I think Glasgow.
Yeah, Glasgow and no place to drink. Oh my God.
I'd break in somewhere.
But there was this Saudi guy. He was a young, not overly, okay, he was 40-ish, which is young to me. Well-trimmed beard. He was all dressed in white. He had the headdress with the red, whatever they call the Saudi
the tablecloth
band on it. And we're all waiting. And one thing I noticed over in the Middle East was that it seemed that if you ever had to wait in line anywhere, it was like a fucking free-for-all. As soon as the door opened, everybody rushes for the door. It's like, what's the matter with you people? Are you not civilized? Work your way into a line. Get a queue up. Well, there was this woman.
That's very British of you.
Woman who was waiting to go in. She's standing right up next to the gate where they're going to open the door. And they swing open the gate. And she's got her bag on her shoulder. She starts to move. She's an older woman, not elderly, but older. And this Saudi guy starts bum rushing her like he's gonna push her out of the way to get through first because she's a woman. And I looked at him and I said, dude, I said, she was here before you, in line before you. Why don't you respect that? And I was genuinely angry. And I saw him on the other side of the gate and he glanced at me and stuff. And he wasn't mad or anything. I think he either thought he's right, or if he's civilized, or he thought I was the biggest idiot in the world. Damn Americans. And but I was like, and I used that tone of voice. I said, dude, she was in front. She'd been waiting for 4 hours too. Why don't you let her go first? And which I told her, I said, why don't you go ahead? And I wasn't threatening or anything. I was just like incredulous. I was like, Is it really important to you to bombast your way to the head of the line and get in there before her? And then we all sat down at the chairs on the other side of the wall. Anyway, I'll sit for another 2 hours waiting. And it's like, hey, did that rush really help you out? And so that kind of stuff irritates the shit out of me. And so we were
They're
on the same.
all like Squire Dennehy, though. They're over there going, "Ooh, take down his name, Scoot Roberts. Now strike a line through it."
Yeah.
He's on the list.
And I nodded to
remember
him
his
later. When we
name
all got
20
off
years
the
from now.
plane. We ended up on the same plane. And we all got off in, I think, Frankfurt, Germany, or France, or Paris, or something. One of the stopovers there. And I nodded to him. And he nodded back. And it was, so there was a politeness. It was like, you know, when you're up all night and you see somebody do that, and you know it's cultural, and you go, what is with your fucked up culture?
I think the
Stop
same thing every
bum
time I
rushing the
see somebody
gate.
put ketchup on steak.
Yeah. What about that?
Who in the hell
So-
puts ketchup on steak? I'd like to know that.
An
I've never
awful
heard
lot
of
of people.
And there
An
were
awful
Everybody
lot
knows
of people.
A1 sauce goes on steak.
I
Everybody
know
knows
when
that.
we flew from Cairo to Luxor, then from Luxor to Cairo, those two legs of that trip, every time I took that plane, there was always some kids, most of them Egyptians, would always get up. You know, when they land and the lights come up, and the plane's at a full stop, bing, everybody's like, everybody stands up, and it's like, you dopes do know it's going to be at least 10 minutes before they open that door.
Yeah.
I'm not standing in the aisle with my bag on my shoulder so I can stand with my face in the back of somebody's sweaty neck.
I get out before you do.
But as soon as we landed and the lights came up, I saw it every flight. There was some young guy. Zoom! He goes running down the aisle from the back of the plane to the front to get to the door first. You know, you just wanted to trip him.
I would have.
Oh,
But, I've
Or
never
stand
been on
up.
a plane before.
Sorry, man.
Stand
So-
up and block your way.
I've never been on a plane before, so I don't have that.
You've never flown?
Nope.
That seems
Oh.
odd nowadays.
Well, my brother has been living in Ohio for the past 5 years, but I don't really talk to him too much. So if I do fly, it's going to be for him, probably.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
most of my relatives live down here in Louisiana, or they live.
Well, I don't know. I ain't never been off the tunnel farm. I never did get to fly one of them contraptions, those aeroplanes.
My cousin
It's
actually,
good. It's easy.
my cousin's kids actually live in Wisconsin. She lived in, I don't know what part, I think in La Crosse or Green Bay, but she lived in Wisconsin in the 90s for about 12 or 13, somewhere in the 90s, 2000s for a while. And then she moved back to where she is now.
What are
But
you laughing about over there, Dave?
Lacrosse or Green Bay?
Yeah.
They're like two
They're
cities
like
I
on
know.
Ends of the state.
It
I
could,
have
it
a
could
friend.
be.
I have a friend that lives in America. He lives in New York or LA or
New
Austin,
York or
Texas,
LA,
or
they're kind of
someplace.
close to each other, aren't they? They're all in America.
I don't know anything about Wisconsin. I really don't.
Well, one thing I do know is everybody has a relative or knows somebody from there.
Yeah. Well, my cousin lived up there because she went up there and she her husband at the time had a business up there, and then her son still lives up in Wisconsin somewhere. I don't remember what. I don't know. The Saints, the football team, used to in the 90s used to go to La Crosse, Wisconsin. They used to do their football practice every summer. I do remember that, but I've never been there, so I don't know.
That used to be the name of one of our pro hockey teams, the Saints.
Yeah, that's
based out of
right.
St. Paul.
St. Paul Saints.
That's
that
the
was
baseball team.
That is now
minor league baseball.
It is now a minor league baseball team. They took the name because, well, the hockey team is long gone.
Our minor league team, somebody bought it. We had a AAA team, the Zephyrs, and they turned it into the Baby Cakes. I don't know. It was a big freaking king cake baby as the mascot. Scared everybody to death because the new owners bought it. So they wanted to sell new merchandise. Well, they're from Omaha, Nebraska. So what they did was they took the team without permission, moved it to Nebraska, and put a 25-year ban So the city of New Orleans can't get a minor league team for 25 years.
Wow.
So yeah, they stole
why
her.
do
They
that?
stole her
Why do that? I have never understood teams that
because
do
they're
that.
assholes.
Yeah.
They were like they did it in the middle of the night. Sort of like with the almost the same thing as
Kinda
like
like
the
the
Baltimore
election.
Colts moved to Indianapolis. Same thing.
When the North Stars moved to Texas
Yeah.
and just became the Stars.
Yeah, it's crazy. So we had a AAA team, which is one step below the minors, because our team, we got it. It used to be from Denver, but when the Rockies became the major leagues, they have a rule where you can't have a minor league and a AAA and a major league team in the same city. So the Zephyrs came to New Orleans, and they were down here for 30 years, damn near, almost 30 years. And then, yeah, it's just some husband and wife team bought it and just said, we're moving it to Omaha. And that's what they did.
We're moving it to Omaha. Mutual.
Yeah, they call it the
Omaha
Sound
Wild
Chasers,
Kingdom.
a Storm Chasers, some nonsense team. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
We have no Sarah tonight.
What?
Hmm?
Sarah's not here at all tonight.
She is not here tonight.
She might be hiding. She don't like when we talk about topic things. I noticed that. I don't like to piss her off or anybody, but
She's been here. She hasn't been here at all tonight. I mean, from the very beginning.
Not
she
in the
might
chat
be
room at all.
listening. Some
She could be
people
just
lurk
listening.
now. But the
Bauer
only
might
person
have the radio on and be listening, but he's not communicating either.
maybe the only person that did not go when the
Hasn't
team
seen KB
moved
either.
is Ron Swoboda. Was the he's from New Orleans. He was one of the announcers. He didn't go with the team. He stayed behind. Yeah, everybody else left. So, Barbara is back. Yes, Barbara is back. Hallelujah.
Hey, Barbara. She's been
Praise
gone for a while.
somebody. I don't know.
Well,
Batman.
you know, since we didn't get through our topic tonight, since I was so rudely interrupted by my wife.
I wouldn't say that. You were pleasantly interrupted.
Since I was pleasantly, I would say that.
I don't know. I
And,
have to go back and watch.
You gotta wait for the whole sentence to fucking get out of my mouth so you can hear whether or not it's sarcasm. So, I think
Scotty, I
don't have
think I
much
know
else to
you a
talk
little
about
bit
right
better
now.
than you do.
I think I'm going to call it quits for tonight. And I'm going to go say hi to my wife. So,
I hear that.
yeah. So
I got
look
the
at that.
cable guy coming at 8 a.m.
My shirt would almost blend with your
Yeah.
background.
The green
So,
screen.
I would disappear on somebody's green screen switch. So, anyway, guys, thanks for being here. Uncle Dave, see you, brother.
Bye.
Field guy, good to see you, brother. We'll talk to you soon. All right, guys, it's just us now. We're getting out of here. I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me your time. I would spend more time here, but I got other things to do. Not that that's, I hope that doesn't sound like I've just offhandedly dismissed you, because I haven't. But that's it. That's all we got tonight. Be back tomorrow, 4 p.m. Robertson with me and Wendy from England. And we'll be talking about something good, I'm sure. And so until then, I will see you, and you have a good night. So live long and prosper.